Now is a good time to take a step back and be extremely diligent with the public health guidance.
Spokane County is very close to surpassing the COVID-19 health metrics needed to stay in phase 3 of Washington's reopening plan. We break down what needs to change in the data for us to stay in phase 3.
Medical experts are urging caution as companies and some governments advance plans for vaccine passports. Supporters say the credentials are a way to prove someone has been vaccinated.
There is still snow in them thar hills, and we're tracking more snow for the mountains and some rain showers locally. Your full forecast is coming up next.
After a year of being closed, the popular restaurant and nightclub Zolo is reopening their doors with live music. We hear from the business's owner on how they will do this safely for the community.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us on KREM 2 News at 6 o'clock. I'm Tom Sherry.
Hi, everyone. I'm Regina. On Mark and Whitney are off tonight. Let's get straight into some breaking news now. A Kellogg High School student in North Idaho passed away following an incident yesterday. Now, today in a Facebook post, the Shoshone County Sheriff's Office wrote that deputies were called to Kingston home yesterday where the student was in medical distress. The student was later life-flighted to Kootenai Medical Center where they later died. Also in a Facebook post, the Kellogg Joint School District said one of their students had passed away. The post also mentioned that another student was involved in a skateboarding incident before school and is recovering from their injuries at home. The Kellogg superintendent confirmed that the incidents are unrelated. The school has set up counseling services for students and staff. Well, as more and more people are getting vaccinated, there's been nationwide debate about the notion of vaccine passports. That's an idea that people should have to show some form of proof that they've gotten the shots in order to access certain venues or services. Yeah, today Idaho's governor weighed in on that debate in a big way. Our political reporter Casey Decker is here with what he said.
Well, Governor Brad Little came out firmly in opposition to passports today. He even went as far as to issue an executive order. That order bans any Idaho government from requiring people to show proof of vaccination in order to access services or facilities. Now, that doesn't mean private businesses can't ask you to show proof, but right now, not many are. Most vaccine passports are in early stages of development. Really, the only places you're likely to run into them at the moment are some forms of international travel, like certain flights and certain cruise ships. Today, Little joined some other Republican governors in discouraging their use.
Vaccine passports create a different class of citizens. Vaccine passports restrict the free flow of commerce during a time when life and the economy are returning to normal. Vaccine passports violate individuals' freedom to choose the vaccine.
Now, in that same brief speech, Little encouraged people to get the shot, saying it's safe and proven effective. In other words, the governor wants people to get vaccinated. He just doesn't want it to be mandatory. Now, I also reached out to Washington Governor Jay Inslee's office today. They told me Washington is not considering any sort of government passport program. It's also not something the federal government plans on doing. So throughout the Inland Northwest, it's looking like this really isn't something most folks will have to worry about. Tom, Regina?
Casey, thank you. Good information there. Okay, let's take a check on weather now. Hope you're all enjoying your evening. At 6:02 now, it's a bit breezy, a little chilly out there. Tom Sherry in the studio here. Tom, how's it looking for the rest of this evening and the week?
A little bit unsettled, I think, for a few days this week and then into the first part of the weekends. We're tracking rain at times tonight, also continued windy weather. Chance of rain Thursday, continued windy, and then we'll look for chance of rain showers on Saturday as well. Blowing dust, also possible on Saturday. Temperature-wise, we're at 51 degrees under cloudy skies. You can see the wind out of the west-southwest at 14 miles per hour. The anemometers over at Lake Coeur d'Alene just spinning around with that steady breeze. Day planner forecast. Again, rain at times, just a few showers. Not a drenching rain, passing showers, we'll say. Should keep things above freezing, though, with 36 being the overnight low. 52 the expected high tomorrow, again with a chance of a few rain and snow showers in the higher elevations, especially into North Idaho. Saturday, we'll look for showers and 51. I've got sunny and 55 on Sunday. Saturday, we could see some wind as well. I'll check your 10-day forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Tom, sounds good. Looking forward to that. that. Well, just a few hours ago, a popular downtown Spokane bar reopened their doors for the first time in months. Zolo reopened at 4 p.m. tonight and is once again welcoming back customers and having some live performers as well. Our own Ian Smay spoke to the owners today about the reopening. Live in the newsroom now with more on that. Ian.
Yeah, Regina, Steve and Ken Combs have owned Zolo for the last 7 years, but for the last few months, they've been closed due to the pandemic and statewide restrictions on bars. But when Spokane moved to Phase 3, they decided to welcome back customers. They reopened just a few hours ago. I spoke with the pair earlier while they were preparing the bar, and both made it clear that they're happy to be back.
Everybody's excited. We've got tons of booked rooms, and everyone is just so excited to come back and telling us nothing but good things and that they're going to come.
The Combs said they have been closed since March 16th of last year, although they did attempt to reopen in November, but it was unsuccessful. A few things will be different. There are now tables on the dance floor, as state guidelines require customers to be seated at a table. They have also implemented increased sanitation policies. Now, Zolo reopening is also good news for the live music industry. Before the pandemic, Zolo regularly featured live performers, and tonight is no different. The band Runaway Lemonade will be playing for guests, and there's still time to make it out there tonight. In the newsroom, Ian Smay, KREM 2 News.
Thank you, Ian. Recently, Governor Brad Little called Idaho one of the fastest growing states in the country. And now leaders in smaller cities like Post Falls are preparing for future growth. Right now, there are plans in the works to expand the River City. New projects were recently outlined in a city council meeting by Community Development Director Bob Seal. Projects include a new food court, a shopping center near Highway 41 and Prairie Avenue, also a new assisted living facility, and 95 new single-family homes. Construction for the shopping center will begin next year. Seals says Post Falls has new space available for projects outside of city limits.
Also last week, Governor Little said the 15 miles between Washington and Coeur d'Alene are the most heavily traveled in Kootenai County. He has requested $80 million a year for the next decade to begin road work that would include adding more lanes and bridges. Well, a film shot in Spokane before the pandemic hit will be available to watch tonight. It's called All Those Small Things and stars James Faulkner from Game of Thrones. Coming up, our Morgan Trout got a first look.